Hi guys, this is Breaker, and I'm back with another replay from the front page of Drop.sc. This one caught my attention because, of course, it has my favorite Zerg / Protoss player Destiny in it, in the lower left-hand corner, spawning as our blue Zerg. Excuse me, as our blue Protoss. Wow, that came so reflexive to say. As our blue Protoss, actually. And in the upper left-hand corner, spawning as our Zerg in the red trunks, Snake. No, I mean, come on, guys. I honestly like watching Destiny stream every now and then. It's just that I didn't think he was going to play that much StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm. I heard he was more of a League of Legends player. But there it is, Destiny throwing down the forward pylon, looking like he's going for perhaps a Forge Fast Expand. He says every map is bad for Protoss, you just get used to it. I'm just going to go ahead and cut the dialogue. I'll probably check up on it later. But, you know, hey, you know what? Geez. You know what? I'll turn it back on. Typically it's distracting, but since it's in a language that I can understand, I guess there's nothing wrong with me just displaying it here and leaving it there for you guys to see. Destiny thinks every map is bad for Protoss. I mean, basically when you examine Lenok versus Naniwa, I think it's a reasonable statement to say that that map is bad for Protoss, considering Protoss usually take slower expansions, fewer expansions, and Zerg is more free to take expansions as they please. But this is rather interesting from Snake. He's actually just going to throw down a spawning pool and then send a drone directly out to his opponent. He's not even slightly concerned with making a third just yet. I'm a little confused as to why. There's going to be a forge finished relatively soon, and Destiny's going to catch on to this pool finishing up. Let me go ahead and hit the production tab. He knows that the pool's finished. He's like, okay, need to get the cannon down now ASAP. It's like, yeah, no use in gambling here. Good thing that he threw down a forge first, because if he had gone Nexus first, he would be encountering a lot of, I want to say, economic danger, to say the very least. And it looks like behind this, we're going to see Snake going for an expo of some sort. Yes, he's got the drone sent out in that direction. But of course, what I like about what Destiny's doing here is the very fact that it's going to force his opponent to come back if he throws down a pylon and then a cannon. The pylon's going down. And I'm just glad to say that there was no forward introduction to this, if you will, but I'm thinking just perhaps there's enough of a gap here for some lings to get by. None of the lings have been pulled back yet, of course. I believe Snake is actually oblivious to this cannon here. He's going to have an Overlord moving out there soon enough, but Destiny needs to get that cannon down. There we go. Looks like the gateway, the second gateway that was in construction here has been canceled. Now we have a cannon going down for Destiny on his opponent's natural, and it looks as though Snake is rather, he sees that it's there. Destiny's like, he 23232 H flip 4 flip flop. I'm not sure what that's all about, but I'm pretty sure he's not going to try and overcommit to any cannons here, because of course sacrifice, I mean, just the amount of damage that one cannon can do here is enough. There's no reason to really go ahead and make another. Well, I guess, since he let that one finish up, it's kind of a different story now. And this is gonna, interestingly enough, we still have drones in production. No lings. It looks like we're gonna have this spine crawler move to this position. I'm thinking Destiny could actually end up getting this. He's going for 2 pylons. Yeah, he's got 2 pylons on these cannons over here, and I think he's perfectly fine with what he's got here. He doesn't want to overcommit to that, but this kind of forces a Roach Horn coming from Snake right now, and there's no way that we're going to see Snake getting in to, attack both of these cannons at the same time with the current angle that's present. That hatch is doomed. And I want to say, right now we see Destiny in a very smooth position. Stargate going down behind this. And the cannon is about to get taken down. Destiny sees that his opponent, he's kind of in some hot water. He's going to try and take down the cannons here. It just doesn't quite pan out for him. Both of the spine crawlers kind of moving forward, but they're taking damage from both of the cannons. And I want to say that he needs to pull the queen back. It's kind of acting as a tank. It is, yes, beautiful. And I'm wondering if he's going to use a transfuse to save one of these spine crawlers. He's got enough energy. Almost. He's got to use it. That's a 20 HP spine crawler that we have, and that's about it there. So there we go. Everything's been taken down, but I mean, if we look at the resources lost right now, it's going to be heavier for Destiny here in the near future, but it's even worse for our Zerg player because of the income that he's not going to have. There's a creep tumor here. This is going to basically allow for Snake to go ahead and put down the spine crawlers in a rather defensive position, but spine crawlers against Stargate units are basically useless. We all know that. I'm thinking if there are going to be maybe perhaps 4, this is what I'm looking for, 4 Void Rays coming out, then it'll be good against the roaches. Well, if we see any roaches, that is. You know, come on. I think that roach one was thrown down under the pretense that there would only be a single cannon going down over here, but now that doubt has basically been removed from my mind. It looks as though we're going to see Snake going for a 3rd. Where will it be? It looks like over here. Now, Snake does have some lings out on the map. I think it would be more than acceptable for him to go ahead and put them on, say, a Zelnaga Watchtower, or 2, or 3, or 4, just to make sure there's no shenanigans going down on the map. But, oh yeah, this kind of screams volumes to me. The Roach Warren was going down because Snake actually wanted to go ahead and deal with that single cannon that was attacking his hatch, but this is what screams it to me. He's going for +1 melee and Carapace right now. Melee is basically useless to Roach upgrades, like, does nothing for them. So, of course, this basically gives us 2 pieces of information. Snake's late game composition aim is to go for Ultralisks, and his early to mid game composition will obviously be Lings and possibly Banelings. Void Rays coming in here, they're going to target down the Evolution Chamber, it looks like, and they're going to get it. Luckily we have Snake cancel +1 Carapace just in time. Void Rays kind of having an easy peasy time targeting down the drones that were on that geyser. Beautiful. And Destiny coming back here with some amazing harass. You know, I mean, this is just putting salt in the wounds of Snake, essentially. 2 Queens versus 2 Void Rays. Sick Transfuse going down, and Spore Crawler will be taken down. Looks like this other Void Ray may just get away, but another one does rejoin it at the same time. So, kind of a good hold by Snake, but at the same time the damage is insurmountable almost. Sure, you know, he's got less resources lost than Destiny, but if you just look at the beginning that he had to this game, you know, that's kind of crucial. Destiny, oh, but behind this we have a hidden Expo. This I actually never saw coming. I thought the drone was actually coming over here to make a 3rd. That kind of left me dumbfounded. I was just never concentrated on the minimap until now. Behind this, Destiny putting on some more infrastructure. He's going for Templar Archives and some gateways. I'm thinking this is a rather dangerous move for him, and if he's thinking of doing what I think he's doing, then it could be kind of detrimental, as the meta game for that has been roughly figured out. Basically, if he's trying to go with the Skytoss composition, which, you know, I can't verify whether or not he's doing that, we're talking Stargate, High Templar, and a huge mix thereof. Along with Zealots, you know, some charge lots. No, okay, never mind. That's not what we see coming from him. Sorry about that. I did just get a message on Facebook. Alright, and now this game is carrying on with or without messages from Facebook. +2 melee Carapace as well, excuse me, +2 melee as well as +2 Carapace being researched. Infestation Pit going down for Snake. Destiny is getting more and more Archons thrown into the mix. I'm thinking perhaps he'll be able to crack what's going down here. But there's a lot of Spine Crawlers here at the same time. I'm thinking if there is one thing that can save Snake right now, it would definitely be the Hidden Expo. It'll allow him to get income without Destiny really expecting any of it. It won't help his production really unless he, you know, he wants to show that he's got units coming from this direction of the map. But wait, what is this? What are these Zealots doing here? They have no vision of this, but they're coming in this direction. I'm thinking he's thinking that something's up, or perhaps this could be a proven map hacker, perhaps just trolling his Destiny. I mean, Destiny did for a while play Protoss, but wow, this hold on just a second. What is this all about? Hold on. You know what? I'm gonna come back to 13-minute mark. Yeah, I'm sorry guys. I'm gonna go back to the 13-minute mark and just see what that's all about. I'm pretty sure this is a troll. Maybe you know, I've been drop hacked by a guy named E.G. Idra. Yeah, anytime you find a hidden base, it's map hack. But of course, it was just so blunt how he went in that direction. Why didn't he go in this direction? You know? Yeah. Checking the APM for just a minute. I know it's irrelevant, but I'm thinking this is something that is atypical of an actually halfway decent Protoss player. And now we have a pretty okay engagement going down here. Snake is just like, okay, you know what? I'm engaging this. I don't care how this goes. It's like, it's probably going to be one of the more critical engagements of the game anyway. It looks like we have Snake actually doing a pretty good job of engaging this so far. Yeah, not bad. He's actually able to scare off most of the main force, most of the main army, everything except for the Void Rays. Speaking of, there's one getting misrallied over here. I'm thinking this is not typical of your Masters League player. Perhaps this is more like high gold, low platinum kind of macro, if you will. And Snake coming down here. Trying to get some trying to get some kills on the third. It is, of course, a 2-base Protoss that we're looking at. It's going to be a 3-base Protoss versus a 2-base Zerg. Now a 2.5-base Zerg, if you will. All the Spine Crawlers moving forward, and this seems like, you know, I want to say very typical play of a Masters League Zerg. Behind this, we see the Ultralisk Cavern is now in production for Snake, but of course, Ultralisks versus Void Rays, what are they going to do? Come on. You're going to have a lot of Queens. Do we have any in production? Not presently, but I wouldn't mind seeing the count grow. We also do have more Queens here. There's altogether 5 right now. And I'm thinking just perhaps, we will see the appropriate action from Snake coming forward to deal with this. But I think really the only thing that can counter this would be a lot of High Templars. And speaking of, the High Templars that we see in this game, they're just getting warped in and turned into Archons. They're not being used for Storms. We don't even have Psionic Storm in research. It's not even available for our Protoss to use. Speaking of our Protoss, he's going for some harass at the Zerg Force, or excuse me, he's going for some harass at the third Force Snake. Drones being rallied out there, damage being inflicted, and I think with that we see, you know, basically Snake's multitasking. He's kind of being taxed just a little bit. The Queens have to be extremely careful here. The Spine Crawler is doing all the tanking here, and I'm thinking perhaps Snake is in a huge heap of trouble. I can't see him holding for much longer than this. He's going to need those Ultras out right now, but even Ultras versus Archons seem to take a lot of damage. The Queen's just falling now. He says, so obvious, you hack, Waffle. Next game will be easy now that I know. Okay, well, let's go ahead and go back to that 13-minute mark, and let's watch this from our Protoss's point of view. Alright, so now, not exactly the 13-minute mark, but of course, let's go ahead and pass some time. It'll be at the 13-minute mark in no time. Units warping in on creep. Wait a minute. I want to go back just a little bit further. There was something that kind of caught my attention. After all those units warp in over here, I'm going to take it down to about 4 times. Interesting. He just sends the Zealots straight to this lower right-hand corner base, and that's it. I mean, I'm watching this all from his vision, of course, but come on. It's like, it's so obvious. Why didn't he check over here? Why didn't he check over here? I don't know. Anywho. This concludes phase 2 of my daily. If you guys liked what you saw here, just go ahead and click on the follow button. The subscribe button. This is Breaker. I'll see you guys next time.